A night like this can never rewind. Can you hear the wolf cry out to the light? A night like this I've never shined so bright. So take a couple steps back as you hear me start to howl. Take a couple steps back when I lose all control. Watch me turn into a werewolf, and I will haunt till the break of dawn. Don't you dare to try to stop me. This is the heart of the black swan. So take a couple steps back as you hear me start to howl. Take a couple steps back when I lose all control. Watch me turn into a werewolf, and I will haunt till the break of dawn. Don't you dare to try to stop me. This is the heart of the black swan. miles to walk your light gives me this, gives my soul life. Here we are, out on this road. I'll take you with me anywhere, yeah. Here's my heart, it's yours, and no, I'll take you with me, yeah, I swear that I'm with you till I die, with you till I die. I'm with you till I die, with you till I die. My love, I got you, babe. My heart is with you always. My love, I got you, babe. My heart is with you always.
right. Welcome back to the show, everyone. Chiliz Show, episode 5. Listen, we're sorry we've been gone a while, okay? A lot of stuff has been going on lately, good stuff. Everyone around this table, me included, has a day job. So in lieu of doing a show last week like we were originally planning, we were kind of, let's say, figuring our collective shit out to make sure everything was great. And we're back now. A few things to cover before I shoot it over to Joe, so he can give you his introduction. If you're waiting for big news today, if you're waiting for us at the end of the show to officially announce that finally, after years of work, we've tokenized the entire nation of Turkey, you're going to be disappointed. We have some stuff that we're going to announce, but please don't be waiting for a giant announcement, because this show is very much going to be a big roundup of everything that's happened in the last 3 weeks, some more recent news, and also I wanted to have a bit of a dialogue with you guys about locker rooms and just kind of leading that into a bigger ecosystem discussion of, what we should expect and plan for, right, Joe?
Yeah, that was a very nice intro.
Yeah. On that note, even though I can tell producer Richard keeps wanting to throw it over to Joe, I just want to say I'm not seeing a lower third, Richard. A thing that's been happening recently is that I've been getting Twitter followers and realizing that's a rush. It's almost like a drug. And it doesn't sit well with me, that Joe has 20,000 followers. And it doesn't sit well with me that people like Alex Dreyfus, founder of the company, are, up there with the Madonnas and the Kim Kardashians of the world these days. So keep that in mind. Please hit me with a follow.
Do follow him. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. Because I really need to close that gap. I don't like the idea that he's not my sidekick, but he's sitting to the side of me, has more followers than I do. With that, welcome to the show. I'm Max Rabinovich, Chief Strategy Officer of Chiliz Socios, and I'll let Joe take it from here for a bit.
Hi guys, my name's Joe Grech. I'm the crypto marketing manager at Chiliz, basically managing all things crypto. But if you're watching this show and it's not your first time, I assume that you know who I am, and I like to drink water, and you should too.
Always a great introduction, Joe.
Thank you very much.
Hey guys, what's up? This is Serena, social media specialist at socios.com. It's really nice to be back, actually. I missed doing the show last time.
Yes.
I hope you didn't miss me too much, even though I know you kind of did. At least those guys missed me, right?
It was a lot harder to manage the AMA.
Yeah.
Just the AMA?
On a structural level, the show was tougher to do. I don't know. I feel like Joe and I carried the weight just fine.
Whoa.
Richard, on that same note, not seeing my lower third. Buddy, keep it up all the time.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
This is going to be the whole show, basically, today, guys.
Listen, jokes aside, let's get into the catch-up because we have a lot of content to cover.
Yes.
I'll start running it down. We have a few quicker things to get out the door first. One, and I'm going to wait for Beto, graphics extraordinaire and video maven, to put up a little pop-up celebrating a milestone that we may even achieve this week. I'll wait about 10 seconds before I start doing it.
Here it comes.
Oh, there it
Boom.
is. Either today or this week, we're most likely going to hit 500 registered account users on Socios. That's exciting. If we're at like 490 right now, I apologize for that graphic being a liar. But it's a pretty big milestone for us. Considering that, this same time a year ago, we were nowhere near that volume. We've also been getting a lot more traction online in terms of just independent coverage of people caring about not just Chiliz and that as a project, but also the fan token ecosystem and, talking about where they see it going and growing. And to that end, we got some really great coverage by Coin Bureau. I believe Joe will find a way, whether on Twitter or on YouTube, to give you guys a link to his rundown of who we are. It's really great.
Yeah, if you haven't watched his videos, he basically does extraordinary due diligence about the projects that he reviews. It's not paid content. We didn't pay him and other projects don't pay him. As far as I know, he doesn't take money to review projects. It's all from his own research and his team's research. So hats off to Coin Bureau, and please do go and check him out on YouTube and Twitter.
Can I just say his voice is so soothing?
They call him the David Attenborough of crypto YouTube.
That's so on point.
It is.
Would it be fair to call him the David Cryptenborough of YouTube?
We should just close the show right here, guys.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's been good, guys. There's obviously no way we're going to hit Alex's AMA numbers from last week, so have a good night. No, listen, jokes aside, I know we have right here written locker room roundup next. I want to wait for the locker room to be the last thing we talk about in the catch-up because it's going to be by far, I'd say, the biggest topic we discuss. So I'm going to throw it over to Serena next to talk about a little award we did. A prominent player, you may have heard of him, up-and-comer.
Yeah, a new youngster called Cristiano Ronaldo. I mean, it's not really, no one really knows him, but
he was recently gifted, and I think we may have either some imagery or some video of that.
I think we have an article as well.
With
right? We can show it on the screen.
770 fan tokens to commemorate
his
newfound
goal-scoring record.
There you go.
He recently surpassed Pelé, which is one of the greatest players of all time. He surpassed his goal-scoring record in official, or at least regarding official goals. So we rewarded him with as many fan tokens as his goals, which is quite cool. And this was
very cool.
This was covered by This was covered by Goal, by Marca. We're talking real mainstream media
and Daily Mail.
Exactly, and it was shown live. It was shown live before the match against Benevento, which unfortunately Juventus lost.
You know what the best part about this is too? It's that after years of being just another cog in the machine, if you will, another employee, Cristiano Ronaldo finally has a voice and can influence the team that he loves and in this case plays for. So Cristiano, we're happy we finally let you take that next step and actually have some decision-making power in Juventus.
I'm sure he has enough decision-making power.
Sarcasm is a type of humor.
Well, not as much as he does now.
Yeah.
True. Yes.
Okay. Joe, thank you for sabotaging that bit. I thought things were going really well. On that note, I'll throw it to you now. It's your time to shine because there's some community news that I'm sure you want to get to.
So we recently launched the Chiliz Africa community. We're working with someone from Nigeria called Olamide, and he is quite a known influencer in Africa. He's been on TV today speaking about Chiliz and fan tokens. And as you can see, Chiliz was actually a top 5 trending token in Africa. Obviously, Nigeria, for example, is a huge Bitcoin market. There are people saying it's the second biggest. Bitcoin's trading at a high premium there, which means that there isn't enough local supply to meet the demand because it's kind of a gray area in Nigeria. So everything is done person to person. It's kind of like OTC. So yeah, it's very cool to be a top 5 trending token in Africa because obviously if there's crypto demand and sports demand, and we all know Africa is a huge nation for sports and mainly football.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's basically that.
Okay. Well, I'm going to keep you kind of on the hot seat talking because Chiliz is also obviously been getting a lot more attention in terms of listings and such.
Yes. So. There's not really much to say other than we were listed Chiliz, that is on the crypto.com exchange, Changely and Hit BTC, and Bitcoin.com, I think. Yes. So basically, the more liquidity, the more access to markets there is globally in different regions around the world, the better, really, because if we want Chiliz to be accessible.
Great. That's a good rundown there. Not really sure what Richard's been doing.
Yeah, I don't know.
I couldn't help but see my own balding head for a while there while Joe was talking.
The lower third.
Yeah,
That's
didn't see. Zero lower thirds. Yeah. We do have a graph. I couldn't even tell what that was for, Richard. But in crypto, as you know, we love graphs. Let's move on. Kai warm-up shirt we have written right here in the catch-up. I feel like this is one for you to kind of talk about, Serena.
Your assumption is right, Max. So I just want to talk about briefly. About this cool activation that we're doing. So last week we ran a poll with Independiente. I think we can show the video now, and then I'm gonna go briefly into it. Let's go.
I think we're still on audio. So for anyone watching this video, at all. Here we go.
I mean, that's great. Basically, just to give you a bit of context, on the 26th of March, it's the Dia del Hincha de Independiente, which is the Day of the Fan. Quite a big event for the club and for its fans. So basically, we decided to celebrate it in a very special way. 2 days after that, they're going to have a big match against Boca Juniors, which is one of the biggest clubs in South America. It's one of the biggest fixtures in South America. Oh, wow. And the players will warm up in a special shirt featuring the Kai fan token.
Very cool.
But you're wondering now, what's the special detail, right? So people.
once.
So yeah,
I was actually. I was about to cut you off and be like, Serena, there has to be more to this.
No, of course. I mean, there's a special detail. Of course, we're talking about Socios.com, Max.
Yeah.
So we got Independiente fan token holders to vote on the design of the shirt, but then we drew 23 people, 23 huge Independiente fans whose name will be actually printed on the back of the warm-up shirts and will be worn by the players before the match. We can now reveal the winning design of the poll. Let's show it.
Let's hope it shows okay.
Boom.
That's
Oh,
it.
wow.
It's gonna feature nice and center.
Is
like
it
the
a
Independiente
coincidence
fan
it's
token.
got Roberto on the back?
I mean, is it a coincidence?
Yeah. Okay.
Is there gonna be a Roberto? I'm not sure.
That's very, very cool.
So I think that's one of the coolest activations we're doing this year, and we're still in March.
Yeah, no, I agree. Last thing to get to before we talk about locker rooms is the rewards section. I'm going to give Richard ample time to set up the graphics here, just so you guys know. If you're seeing a bunch of weird cuts, we are down a man back behind the scenes. Axel Anisette is just decided to take a vacation during arguably the busiest week of this entire company's history. So,
No pressure,
you know,
Axel.
you can draw your own conclusions about that. But that said, Richard needs to run between computers.
He's still doing the lower third, though.
Yeah,
So he's doing a
I'm
good
glad
job
about
there.
the lower third. With that said, Richard, since I noted a few minutes ago now that we're going to talk about the rewards section, Serena's going to do something we've not done here on the Chiliz Show. She's going to connect her phone directly to the screen and run us through a brand new section. I almost don't even want to say this is a catch-up because a lot of people might not even be aware. They might have missed the news that we have this now. It's not groundbreaking, revolutionary, but it's a cool little taste of, many things yet to come. So I'll throw it over to Serena.
Richard, are we ready to show the app? Big moment for us, big moment for the show.
Boom.
There we go.
Boom.
So basically, I just wanted to show you that we have a cool new feature on one of the. I think we just deployed this version of the app. I'm not sure which one it is. Let me check. There it is, 2.7.6. So basically now, as Max said, it's not really anything groundbreaking, sorry, but it's really cool. You can filter any content on the app by
Serena,
your favorite team.
You know that your phone's live, and the whole
Yeah.
time you're talking, maybe showing the options menu isn't the best thing to do.
I just wanted to show basically to select. Let me
Wait,
see how
there
to
we
do
go.
it. Settings.
Uh-huh.
You go to your favorite team and you're gonna get this screen, and then from there you can activate notifications and just like favorite one team. Okay,
You just have
that's not
literally
doing-
one. You only like Juventus, huh?
I mean, of course.
Okay, we don't play
I'm a
we don't
faithful
play
fan. I'm a
favorites
faithful
here.
fan.
Let's
So,
keep
like,
the camera on
once,
Serena.
Once
Richard.
you set your favorite team, you go to the rewards section and you can do the same. Actually, you can filter the rewards or the quizzes, the games, everything in this section really by your favorite club. So, for example, if you do Juventus, you'll find everything we've given away, every quiz, everything for Juventus. Or
Yeah.
SSU, which is basically all the content that's available to every user, because upon registration, everyone receives one SSU token. Having said that, now I just want to we can stop showing the screen, Richard, I think. I just want to walk you through some of the coolest rewards we've given away for March.
Let's go for
So
it.
make sure to always check the rewards section, the games and rewards section, because it's updated weekly, almost daily, and there's lots of cool stuff to be won. For example, like this exclusive Muslera shirt, which is, I'm not sure if it's still running on the app, might be. An exclusive third kit of IBFK. This is just for this month, by the way.
Cool.
A unique captain's armband. Guys,
That's very cool.
This is a replica of the armband worn by Messi during the fixture against Sevilla. And actually, the message featured inside was chosen by Barcelona fan token holders. So that makes it extra special.
I have to bring that up again. I still don't understand why the message is inside the armband where nobody except Messi's skin can read it. But it's cool.
But you know it's there. You know
It's cool to know that it's there. It's nice to have a positive message for the world that literally no one can see.
And then, as you can see, a couple of signed shirts. No biggie. I mean, I'm guessing every partner gives you the chance to win like a signed shirt every week.
People love the signed shirts. All right,
that's
awesome.
it.
Thank you for that.
That's a very good roundup. Thank you,
Serena.
Serena.
And that actually is an exciting point to bring up because it kind of, when I said, shows many things yet to come, not necessarily just the rewards feature, but it's that personalization feature.
Yep.
Because we realize, our app is going to keep growing and growing. We need to find ways to scale the user experience. And a lot of that is going to come down to, if at one point, when at one point we have, let's say, 100, 200 partners, you're not going to need to wade through all of them. You're going to just tell the app, these are the teams that I care about. These are the sports that I care about, and be able to find whether it's rewards, whether it's in the future various, gamified activities. Just go directly to them, because everyone's different. And I'm pretty excited for that to come to fruition throughout this year specifically, and sooner than you think. I'd love to employ my classic line, I wish we could tell you more, but we can't. With that, we're going to get to
the locker room breakdown, huh?
Yeah, arguably the topic that really you guys would like us to talk more about. Socios.com, locker rooms. What happened? Obviously, Alex has run through everything. But just our thoughts on it, because there was, I don't want to call it user turmoil, but user anxiety. To set the table a bit before kind of Joe jumps in. Essentially, we ran locker rooms with, I don't want to call it a nearsighted flaw. We just weren't expecting, let's say, the hyperbolic movement of Chiliz and our own popularity and traction being as quick as it was. And what happened was we were selling locker room tokens for 200 Chiliz a piece. They weren't pegged to a USD, Euro, et cetera, fiat value. And essentially, everyone came in at the beginning of the locker rooms where when Chiliz were 1.5 cents, 2 cents, and bought these tokens. And obviously, you can tell by the name what happened. They were locked up until the locker room expires, and we either convert into a new partner or not. As you guys are very well aware at this point, Chiliz blew up in popularity.
Yes.
And the locker rooms, which are supposed to keep, let's say, be this gamified way of kind of winking at certain teams and saying, hey, look, we have users that are interested in engaging with your team on our platform, and showing, whether it's $1 million, $500,000, $2 million equivalent of value in there, kind of got away from us a little bit. And we had locker rooms that were worth, and sometimes in excess of $100 million. And that led to two central issues. People worrying about, well, what happens to the fan token, because they essentially, hypothetically, if a team were to take them, would become the most expensive fan tokens in the history of the world. And two, also just the anxiety that's caused when you put in a little bit of something and then for some ridiculous reason, you could say, it's now a lot of bit of something, and there's not clarity on, okay, how does this all end for me as a user? And I don't want to make you guys think that, we're just going to run away from that. I know Alex did a great job last week kind of explaining what our outs were, and it seems you guys were happy with our solutions, but we just want to discuss it so you feel like we're being transparent with you. So I'll throw it to Joe a bit. I don't know if he wants to start on the Chiliz equation or the fan token equation, but we'll just have a little bit of a dialogue.
Yeah, I kind of just wanted to go back in time a little bit to explain a little bit more about the locker rooms.
Sure,
in
go
general.
for it, yes.
So if you're new here, we launched in October 3 locker rooms. That was Lock TG, Lock BM, and Lock MD. Obviously, Milan Devils, which was AC Milan, was the first one that we converted. And then following that, we had recently, last week, Blue Manchester. So that was 2 out of 3 converted. We were, very close with Lock TG, but not close enough. So that was very unfortunate from our side and kind of very unlucky. But, we had to kind of assess our options in terms of what to do with, first of all, like Max was saying, the Chiliz in the equation and also the fan tokens in the equation. So we didn't feel it was right to do the standard 1-to-1 conversion of the Blue Manchester locker room. Instead, we did a 1-to-4. So for every locker token you had, you receive 4 city tokens. And I think that was, pretty well received from our community. There are lots of reasons of why we have to do this. Like, first of all, it's fan tokens don't trade on the Chiliz exchange with a decimal. So there would be no way to really provide a good amount of liquidity for the trading of the city token in that sense, because of, it would have cost, 200 Chiliz per 1 token, and you can't buy 0.5. So that was one of the issues. The second issue is people seeing in their Socios wallet that, they have this token at X value, and then, when it hits the exchange, if there's not enough liquidity, a lot of people on the Chiliz exchange, they are, I'd say, on the entry level, a lot of them on the entry level of crypto. So they're doing market orders, not limit orders, and that would have led to I'd say a bit of a fiasco on the market.
I agree as well. And to on a more general level, to kind of hop onto that, one interesting thing that's happened with our, let's say, fan token economies for all of our partners, which I believe is great, and which I believe in many ways on a statistical level validates our idea for how this whole platform works, is that our fan tokens aren't necessarily pegged and locked up to the value of Chiliz. They're locked up to the fiat values that they represent, which I think is amazing, because they live essentially their own lives. Meaning that, if Chiliz goes up 2x, that doesn't mean every fan token is suddenly twice as expensive, because people actually only care about Chiliz. No, people care about the value of the fan token. So it'll adjust itself and keep the same fiat price, and it'll equate to half the Chiliz, which is perfect, because it shows, even, I hope, on a psychological level, that the valuations of these tokens are pushed by, let's say, more so mainstream fans that are caring about the fiat value. Because listen, at the end of the day, we're not going to be cynical. When people talk about crypto, the mainstream view of crypto is always in relation to how many dollars it is. Doesn't matter. Nobody cares about the exchange rate fluctuating between Ethereum and Bitcoin.
I do.
Some people do. Some people like Joe. But when we talk about who our product is for in the long term,
exactly,
fans and users that don't care about blockchain. And it's great, but it did kind of set us up in a precarious spot, because if you have suddenly, let's say, a City fan token, and it's worth 4 times more than any other fan token we have, the market would adjust for that, and it wouldn't be in the people who went into the locker room's control necessarily. And so, as Joe brought up, a 4-to-1, I don't even want to call it a dilution. I would say almost conversion or bonus type solution worked, because it put the tokens themselves in line with many of our current partners already out in the marketplace. And everyone seemed happy with that. So thank you guys. You weren't so happy last week, and you're scary when you're not happy, because there's lots of you. It was a lot easier when there was 10 of you, not when there was like 1 million of you.
Well, you need people to follow you on Twitter, so you need some level of people. Yeah.
So to make this all actionable as well, we understood the problem, and essentially the problem doesn't account for our possible growth or even fluctuation downwards as well. So in the future, when we do locker rooms, because we recognize that it's a feature you guys love, we're going to change it and not run any more locker rooms that are pegged in Chiliz. We're going to do pegging only in fiat values, which means that no matter at what point you're getting in necessarily, there still, I guess, would be some fluctuation depending on the point you get in, but that each token, from day to day will still cost $2, €2, etc. And even on top of that, because we recognize your guys' voices talking about the need to essentially make it a more complex offering in terms of giving adoption bonuses for the beginning versus no adoption bonuses for the end, and figure out ways to really structure it in a way where there's a gradient of what it feels like, where the bonuses change depending on how quickly you jump on the opportunity, and essentially show your excitement. And in many ways make it just more future-proof and more gamified. So be on the lookout more for that. I'm sure even on Twitter and our website we'll provide, whether it's a Medium article or Joe tweeting middle of the night, misspelling words.
That doesn't happen.
More concrete information on that. So that's it for the locker rooms. I don't have the chat open because it's going a mile a minute, but
maybe
I think we missed something very important actually.
Yes. Are you thinking? No.
No, I'm actually thinking the announcement video we did.
The announcement
video. Oh,
video.
Yes, the city announcement video.
Okay. I mean, it feels
it's
like
part of the story, All
right. It feels like old news, but
Richard has it prepared,
it's a cool video.
Yeah, Richard says he's been listening, so are you ready to play the Man City video with audio? We'll wait. It'll happen any second. You just play it. You cut me off, Great.
Boom.
Great. That was exciting. If you took a time machine back to last week and it was the first time you were watching that, probably would have given you goosebumps as opposed to it being a week-old announcement that I would assume a majority of people who care enough about our product to watch a podcast about it would already know. One last point Joseph Grech had, and if we could do without the fancy camera-to-camera cuts, we'll just cut over to Joe because he has one last bit on the locker rooms, and then we'll move over to some upcoming announcements.
I just wanted to briefly say that we do have a locker that is still kind of, I don't know what state we call it, open. It's sold out, but it's there, and it hasn't expired. It actually expires in 56 days and 16 hours, and that is Lock 1, which is kind of our dive into Formula 1, which is obviously very exciting. Now, we haven't said which team, and we won't say which team, but you can make your own assumptions there of what that looks like.
That's how the locker room works.
Yep.
All right. That's been great. If you guys don't like this catch up, or you think we missed a big, whether it's an elephant in the room or something you're interested in, tell us. Specifically tell me on Twitter after you follow me, or Joe, or the Chiliz channel.
Or Serena.
Or Serena. Sorry, Serena.
Max.
Or you. I just, you weren't here last week.
I mean, I was there for like the other 3 shows.
Anyways, we'll move over to upcoming news and announcements. Shorter but sweeter.
Yep.
There we are. I'll shoot it over to Serena actually because there's a new partner near and dear to my heart. My favorite sport that we work with.
It's an old partner technically. Well, not that old.
Yeah,
but we
but
launched in October, so
launches are exciting, and considering MMA is my favorite sport of all the sports we currently cover.
So maybe you should take this away.
I'm literally throwing it over to you right now. So here we go, Serena.
Thanks, Max. So last week, in case you missed it, we officially announced the date of the hotly anticipated PFL FTO, which is going to be on the 31st of March. And we prepared actually a very cool video to announce it until, actually PFL spoiled the announcement. But anyway, we can still show it if you guys want, because I think it's one of the best videos we've done.
I kind of liked their spoiler though. It was like it's coming
it
Source PFL because that
yeah.
kind of made us like create a meme out of that,
Yeah, it's
Source
made for
Chiliz.
a cool interaction for sure. So, do you guys want to watch the video again, Max?
Of course.
Since it's your favorite sport.
I would love to watch the video again. Richard, is that possible? Okay.
So let's show the video, guys.
Here we go. For those that haven't caught it, here it is. Wow.
Cool video, huh?
That's pretty exciting. I still don't know because we can't hear the music. Like, what if these people are just watching just a musicless video? I think it's really cool. It hypes me up. That one, you can give Richard credit for that video.
Well,
Richard is a classic French alpha male from the 1980s. So he definitely believes in solving problems with violence and is a big fan of combat sports. So he really put his whole heart into that video, which we love to see. Bigger point on that. You might be asking, probably not, but a few of you may be asking, Max, this seems, this compared to the fact that, we know that you're working with the UFC and now PFL. When are we going to get some more content depth about MMA? So far we have Socios. The Socios channels are amazing, but I think we'd be remiss to say they're anything but essentially football channels. And I think we solved that problem recently.
Well, I would beg to differ.
I'm talking about a new set of channels specifically for fighting. Yeah, we have Socios Esports.
Well, wouldn't you
Socios
know,
Gaming.
Max? We do have a new account dedicated
Wait
to
a
your
minute.
favorite sport.
Stop. I'm going to stop you right there. Are you telling me that
Brace yourself.
because we have 2 MMA partners, we have more to offer the MMA fans within our fold?
That is what I'm telling you.
Can you? Okay.
So guys, make sure to go follow our new account dedicated to this new vertical, fighting, Socios Fighting, at Socios Fighting on Twitter, where we're going to have all the content dedicated to UFC, PFL, and I don't know, maybe any upcoming new partners that we might have for MMA.
Good.
Yeah.
You follow the rules that we have here. Keep it vague. Don't give anything away. Keep it close to the vest.
Yeah.
I learned from the best, Max.
That's good. Listen, anyone asks you where you got your news from, you tell them to go suck a lemon.
So actually, let me stay on PFL 1 second, because we just launched, there it is, you can see it on screen. That's
look at timing.
Carlos Reynoso, our new colleague. We just launched the Socios Academy, which is basically a series of videos where we aim to educate our new user on everything socios.com and Chiliz. So make sure to check it out on our YouTube channel or on the Socios Fighting account.
Yeah.
There you go.
At Socios Fighting. And those videos are really great. I really hope you guys watch them. The level of enthusiasm Carlos has in his
It's
videos.
off the charts.
It makes me scared by the end of every video. That
He's more excited than you.
He's just going to have a mental breakdown at the end of each video and just start crying and begging you need to follow this because it's the future of the sport. And that's what we love to see here at Socios.
Exactly.
He's a great team member and a colleague.
Yeah.
For sure.
And I hope when we meet in person finally after the pandemic, a friend as well. Listen, on that note, we also have a little bit, we have a kind of, it's not an announcement, it's just we want to show you something cool. But first, we're going to get one thing out of the way. And because it's about esports, and we have a big esports nerd here, I'm going to throw it over to Joe.
Yes.
And you can run us through
yes.
that.
So obviously, as Chiliz has grown astronomically, we've captured the kind of esports side of the crypto audience, which is very cool. Lots of esports fans in Brazil. So if you're here watching from Brazil and you're an esports fan, that's fantastic. I can't say anything more there rather than, we are constantly in talks with esports teams, as we are with, the other sports verticals that we are currently partnered with. So do kind of, be patient as we wait for stuff, as we wait for news to come there.
And, make sure to follow our dedicated gaming
Yes.
account, which is at Socios_gaming.
Yes. And shout out
There
to
it
Tom
is.
Pickering.
Shout out to Tom,
Yes, our esports partnership manager, who's actually in the chat helping us out.
our esports wizard.
Esports wizard. I like it. I like it.
There
I'm
you
the
go.
crypto wizard. He's the esports wizard. You're the football
Wizard?
wizard. Which?
Which?
That's such
That sounds
yeah,
bad.
yeah. Never mind. Never mind.
You guys have to listen. Sorry about this, guys. I understand that Serena and Joe as let's
Zoomers?
say newbie hosts don't quite know how to effectively structure a bit for a live environment. They don't understand that you need to keep things tight, or else you're really going to lose a lot of momentum, and it's going to be really hard to recover. And if your only way of recovering a bit is by talking more, it's not going to end well.
You always hate on my bits, man.
Which brings me to my next point. You see that? That's what you call a tight transition. We have something to show you. I don't want to say what it is because I want it to come on the camera first, so I'll wait for Richard to put on a picture of, if you read in the upcoming announcements, Richard, do you know what I'm talking about? Close. The web app. The web app that
But
Gilbert...
we can show this first.
Well, that's fine. We do have a new web redesign as well. I didn't think this was as exciting.
I think it's exciting.
And I've given away, let's say, our bigger news to show. But we've made the Socios.com website, let's say, significantly sexier and more utilitarian and deeper in features and a lot easier to know what's going on and to help, let's say, with the educational onboarding journey. Because there's a lot of people who have at this point maybe heard of fan tokens, heard of Socios, and they're thinking, what in the world is this? And this is the website that lets them know what in the world it is. And on that same note with websites, we're actually in the final stages of figuring out how we're going to take our mobile experience for Socios.com And tell me, Joe, if this is a word the cool kids use, webify it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty cool word. Yes, I have personally been testing the Socios web application. For many crypto users, I mean, I don't know if this is a fringe case, but for me personally, I don't really use that many crypto mobile apps. I'm more of a desktop power user, so having a web client or a web app that I can use and log in and access everything there makes my experience much more better. Obviously, will make experience, for example, like the chat rooms and the moderation of the chat rooms much easier, and kind of just create a much of a smoother experience when you're on your laptop or you're on your PC and you don't want to whip out the phone and load the app.
Great. On that note, Richard, you've had ample time. Can we see actually the web app, even in its early nascent pre-launch stages? No.
The login page was. You showed one screenshot.
Well, Gilbert sent you a link, and you said thanks right after it. Okay, fair enough.
Guess
Guys,
we're not gonna tease it today.
Well, at least Richard knows that it's kind of like it's coming, so maybe he'll find it. If he goes into a chat room we have dedicated to doing this show, and he scrolls up even a little bit, he may find a link from our director of marketing.
I don't think that'll load here.
Here's the link. And if it doesn't load, then I've been lying to you this whole time. But we promise, right after this show, Joe's going to go on Twitter. Okay. That's a little too much work, Richard. It's okay. Listen. Sorry, guys. We'll show you screenshots of the web app on Twitter right after the show. Sorry.
Next episode,
We
guys.
tried.
With that in mind, then we're gonna go to what I feel like in a show full of blunders, because we like to keep a rule here: the bigger the show, the worse the production value. We're gonna do the AMA, and we're gonna try to do it. This is another case. You can think of it like locker rooms, where we weren't expecting 5,000 plus viewers. And we were going to try to grab questions from the AMA, and also I think Joe had some questions from Twitter.
Yes.
I think we're going to quickly open up the chat, and then if that doesn't work, we're just going to go to Twitter questions.
Tom has been collecting. We have a spreadsheet, actually. Tom has been very efficient.
Oh, Tom Pickering.
Yeah.
Has finally found a productive outlet for his job here at Socios. That's great. That's great. Tom, thank you so much. I know you're watching, so cheers, buddy. If that's the case, I will leave it to our vaunted question asker extraordinaire, Serena. You ask the questions, either me or Joe or you will answer.
Well, I have a great question, actually. So from username Alex Dreyfus, which, have you ever heard of this guy? I don't know. He's asking, why?
Why?
Why? That's it? That's the question? Just
that's
why?
the question. Why?
I'll take this one. Alex, I don't know why. I have no idea. And I think I speak for both of us when I say we'd both be liars if we thought this would get anywhere near as out of hand as it's gotten. So as to the original why, we thought it would be fun. We thought it would be a great way to spend a Saturday. As to the current why, now we're in the Empire game, and we've realized the world has given us an inch, so why don't we just see if we can maybe transform the entire fan engagement experience for sports and maybe entertainment as we know it. I don't know what else to say.
Lower third.
I mean, is it bad to answer a question with another question? Because I could also say,
I know.
Why not?
Oh, yeah. That's a much more succinct answer.
Yeah.
Why not?
Okay, so let's dive into the real questions, I guess.
Yeah.
From Golfstreamer01. I know you touched upon this earlier in the show, but maybe we can dive into it a bit more. Do you still intend to carry on with more future locker rooms? And if so, why do some partnerships not have them and some do?
Oh, that's a very fair question. I'm not going to go into, let's say, the mechanics of how we'll do it. And obviously I said we will continue to do it because people enjoy them. But the locker rooms themselves, I guess they work on a scarcity principle as well. Just like anything in crypto, NFTs, fan tokens. Locker rooms tend to lose value the more locker rooms you create because A, it convolutes the message and the fun, and B, it starts stretching no matter how big our ecosystem gets, the ecosystem of our users, because locker rooms, essentially, you're exchanging your Chiliz funds for a vote. And the vote is saying, we're interested in a team from this vertical, a team from this region, a team from this sport. And people don't have infinite money. So while it would be very easy for us to just say, hey, why don't we just do a locker room for every single sport everywhere, it's fine. You're not going to get traction that way because it has to feel special. It has to be, we pop up once in a while, if you will, and we say, hey, listen, we're going to get you involved directly into our growth. This entire company is predicated on fan and user influence, and there's no more fundamental way that we can do that outside of maybe you could say SSU polls, than essentially saying, listen, you tell us what you're interested in. Here's some locker rooms. If you put your Chiliz in, that's what we're going to go for. And I think the one thing I can't understate or more is that these locker rooms have had a massive impact on the way we've been doing business and what I personally have been focusing on in times, and even Alex as well. They tell us we we follow where the locker rooms tell us to go, and you saw that in a most crystalline fashion last week, and it can, essentially thanks to you guys, have amazing results. # Welcome City. So I hope that's a good answer.
Actually, it's Socios City, but
So now after the show,
you clearly haven't been following us on Twitter.
we're
But
really going to have to talk about video rust on your end after this show. Okay, you're constantly talking over the top. You're shitting on my jokes.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm Team Serena here.
woo, it's 2 against 1
Okay.
here. Huh?
Guys, I can't wait till
that's a great answer,
2
though.
weeks from now. We'll be running Chiliz episode 6, Solo Max AMA. Anyways, next question. Let's not get stuck in the humor.
So you mentioned NFTs. Actually, that's
Yes.
been a hot topic in the Socios and Chiliz community. So maybe we can talk a bit more about that.
Sure.
So at Yota God is
That's
asking.
Pele, by the way.
Yota God?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I have a question regarding NFTs. Will they be strictly digital, or will there be some physical elements with a unique number attached to the blockchain?
I can't answer that, at all. Me answering that would literally give away plans that we're working on. As, let's say, almost passive participants in now the greater global NFT boom, having been co-opted, you could say rightly so, in the space of digital sports and entertainment collectibles, we haven't been overlooking a way to layer in that type of product in our current offerings. But the specifics of how we're going to do that and exactly when we're going to do that, we have to keep it really close to the vest for now, Serena and viewers at home. And a big part of that is, I personally believe we're working on some innovative stuff, and I don't want to give the ideas away. And two, because we want to make sure we do it correctly.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Good answer, Max. Okay, let's go to @nav110. He's asking, looking forward for the app update. Any thoughts of in-app health, fitness tracking, and gamification? One of the positive things of the Daily Hunt pre-COVID was health and well-being was promoted through Hunt. Any other health, fitness prospects?
Well, I'm glad someone really took it to heart that the Hunt really got you up and walking around.
That's
Obviously, for
That's
those
very
of you
cool.
that may not be aware, because you became Socios and Chiliz fans during the pandemic users as we call them, the original implementation of Token Hunt actually made it so you had to walk, whether it's 50 or 100 meters, to get to a token, no matter where you generated the hunt. And we actually had to essentially inverse that operating logic in the app to make sure that you could get every fan token from your couch without leaving home, because as you guys are well aware, many people were stuck at home, and many people still are stuck at home. In terms of, let's say, deepening health-minded activities in the app, I would be lying if I said, yeah, we have a roadmap for fitness-based engagement. It's definitely a cool idea, and actually I have to give whoever that user was that asked that question a lot of credit, because it's something to think about. And we do hope that obviously once the pandemic ends to a point where it's responsible of us as a company to create a hunt that encourages you to go outside, and whether it's be social or just leave the house, we're going to do that, because that's the original, let's say, fun of the hunt. And we don't want to make it too easy for you guys. I think everyone's gotten so used to just sitting there in front of the TV collecting their free Chiliz and their SSUs and just feeling like robber barons. No, it's not gonna. You're gonna have to, get outside, walk down the street, and see if you can hunt. So I hope that's a good answer.
Yeah, that's a good
It's
answer.
always a good answer, Max.
Thanks, Serena.
Let's go to Hamid Yilmaz. I hope I didn't butcher your name. Sorry in case I did. He wants to know, will only euro parity be open on Socios? Will dollar or Turkish lira parity come?
He means on our internal ecosystem.
I'm guessing, yeah, that's what he means.
On our internal ecosystem, I'm not gonna let's say 100% confirm or deny anything, but I would say, Socios is our in-app currency. It's our exclusive currency. So I wouldn't be surprised if you continue seeing Socios, both in the app and the Chiliz.net exchange, as, let's say, the exclusive means of getting a fan token. In fact, you could say that that's by far the most likely outcome. I've just learned many lessons in my life that you should never make anything absolute. So,
Except for vodka.
yeah, the same way that an unobserved asteroid could hit the studio right now, we could have other options besides Chiliz in the app. So you figure that one out.
Interesting.
You figure the odds of that out. It's a math question at its base.
My
So
head
if
hurts.
you're good at math, you're set.
Is it a math question or a max question?
It's a math max question. Be careful. Let's not convolute the humor with the AMA. Next question, please,
Next
Serena.
question is from Mert Ozcelik. Once again, I apologize if I butchered your name. He wants to know, will a store be integrated into the Socios.com app?
Come on, guys.
That's
I
a
mean-
good question, actually.
We've talked about the idea of fan shops where you can get exclusive goods for our partners.
Mhm.
And I've told you multiple times now, we're working on something like that. And I don't want to go into the details of exactly how it will work. And that's still my answer. And I really hope that Chiliz episode 6 or 7, whichever one hits 1 million views finally, that's going to be the one where we say, hey, this is how the entire fan shop is going to work. But until then, you're going to have to bear with us. So we can just move on to the next question.
So we can move on to an anonymous viewer, actually, who's wondering if we could give out any details on when the City fan token will be available again on the app, or actually available to purchase.
When we announce. I know it's such a boring answer, but when it comes to listings, even though it's not currently traded or listed anywhere, any kind of listing we always try to keep as confidential as possible. It will be listed and you will know way before. You'll have the time you need to prepare for the listing, if that is what you're interested in. So just give us some more time. Follow our official news Telegram, Chiliz News. Follow us on Twitter. Follow Max on Twitter. And just be patient and stick with us as we are preparing to launch the City fan token on the Chiliz exchange /Socios/ wherever.
It's a very good answer, Joe.
Thanks, boss.
I agree. Very
Serena?
good answer. We can move on to Zaxi. I know we talked about this. He wants to know more about token burning economics.
Yeah, okay.
I
like
know
this.
we talked about it, but maybe we can, like, it bears repeating. So he wants to know, is it true that tokens are burned every time the team scores or wins a game? Is anything planned for a team in case he wins the league or a competition like the Champions League?
Okay, I just wanted to say, you mentioned burning, and it's actually something I wanted to bring up earlier because I did mention on Twitter recently a recap of the previous amount of Chiliz burn, and people started to hunt me down for information, quite literally spamming me on Twitter and Telegram. And, I don't really like to answer one by one. I prefer to have an avenue of which I can tell as many people at once. Yes, we do burn Chiliz tokens every end of quarter. It's kind of similar to the BNB burn, but a little bit different. We have a Chiliz 2.0 token economics page that you can see on the Chiliz Exchange Zendesk, and nothing has really changed. Although it does say, and Coin Bureau did rightly state this in his video, it says that those terms would be reassessed in, I think, June 2020. They haven't been reassessed. So as far as we are concerned, those rules still apply. I won't tell you the rules exactly because I don't have them in front of me, but it's something like 10% of trading fees or FTOs, blah, blah, blah. But yes, we do burn Chiliz tokens at the end of each quarter. So do be looking out for that. I know people are asking me when Chiliz burn. It will be at the end of the quarter. And fan token burns, I don't know. Maybe Max wants to take that?
Yeah, I have a little more to say about that. So, as to the question that they had about let's say special burns for
Champions League, winning the leagues.
Winning leagues, something like that. It's under consideration. My audio went out. That's why I stopped talking. It's under consideration. And also the current burn path that we have for teams where sometimes we'll burn during select games for goals scored in games won, etc. We will continue to do that. We're still not at a place where we're necessarily comfortable and confident to just make that an automatic thing. The long run path for more and more partners will be to make it an automatic event, meaning that you'll know, whenever you tune in for partner X's game, that every goal it results in a burn and every game won results in a burn. But we're approaching it very slowly and very methodically, and a big reason for that is we, above all else, have to ensure our fan token economies and the way that on a long run basis we're going to mature them.
Good
That's
answer.
great. Actually, I'm seeing a lot of repeated questions or questions we can't answer.
Where are you getting these questions from?
From the spreadsheet.
From the spreadsheet. Okay, maybe we move on to the hashtag.
Yeah, let's go to the hashtag.
Because
Let's go.
actually, I have one last one from the spreadsheet.
Okay,
That's great.
let's go for it, Serena.
Why is Tom Pickering better than Max Rabinovic?
Why is Tom Pickering better than Max Rabinovic? That's a good question, and I assume the person who asked that question is, I don't know, Tom's mom or something. The answer is it's a trap. Max Rabinovic is actually better than Tom Pickering. And any answer you have to the contrary, I would love it to see you defend that in court. Because, Tom, this is my notice to you. I'm suing you for defamation on this show because you made the defamation come out of my own mouth and Serena's mouth. That makes me sick. That's a cheap move as a moderator. Moderator. You don't deserve the title. Anyways, let's move on to let's move on to the hashtag questions.
Yes. Are you on the hashtag?
I'm browsing right now, but if you have anything...
I just had one, and it was basically someone saying that he had to stop watching the show because he thought the host was arrogant and rude and he knows nothing about football. And I can only assume who he's talking about over here.
I mean, one of those things is true.
That's rough.
One of those is true.
Yeah, well, I feel like that wasn't a real thing that someone said. That's mean.
No, actually...
I mean,
No,
maybe he
go
hasn't seen the show before. This show is, yes, it's kind of meant to be serious, but also it's trying to show you that we also have personalities behind the Telegram and the Twitter. We are real people working at a real company, working very hard, and being on the show and showing a bit of our personality kind of should give you a bit of confidence that we aren't robots like Mark Zuckerberg.
Fair. Is there more hashtag questions, though? That seemed more like a hashtag statement.
I'm seeing a lot of repeated questions once again, or questions we can't answer, unfortunately. So I think we're going to have to move on to another section.
Well, we have a quick future section, but other than that, we can wrap up the show.
Yes. Let's do a quick the future.
The future.
Sorry about that. Basically, today, this was already known. Elon Musk announced that you can now buy a Tesla with Bitcoin. There is about $100 kind of spread fee to kind of account for volatility. But Elon, this isn't news, but the news is that Elon has said that any Bitcoin used to purchase a Tesla car will not be liquidated, which means that will not re-enter the market, at least for now. This just kind of shows some more confidence from Elon Musk himself and Tesla that they are betting on the long-term survival and, prosperity, hopefully, of Bitcoin, because of Elon Musk is going to, eventually need a lot of money to start building a civilization on Mars. So we've got that to look forward to in the future. That's a very far long future, but we'll see what this means for, first of all, Tesla. I saw their share price rose 5% today alongside Bitcoin, so that's interesting already. Tesla shares was struggling recently, so maybe this will be a bit of a kind of a catalyst, but I don't like to speculate too much on this show. That's not my job. One more thing, Uniswap v3 was announced yesterday. Some interesting new features such as limit orders and kind of almost like ranging liquidity, so you can kind of set which range you want to provide liquidity in within price ranges. So overall, pretty exciting. I'm rather bullish on Uniswap as not a token, but yes, the token, but actually the platform and the development, because I believe that Uniswap has been one of the kind of greatest things that crypto has given us in the past few years, except for Chiliz and Socios. But what can I say? I'm slightly biased there.
I was going to say, it doesn't sound biased at all.
Yeah, that's it for the future. Kind of short today.
Yeah, I don't have anything to add on the future. I'm glad we didn't talk more about Musk. You guys can make your own assertions about how he likes to talk about things and his multi-planetary hoard of cash that he says that's the reason for it. Is it? You tell me. I think that's it.
Yep.
If there's no more questions,
I don't think so.
I'd like to tell our viewers, goodbye. I'm sorry we missed a week. We're not going to miss a week again. I hope it will take a lot for that to happen. And as always, tell us what you thought we did right or wrong. If you thought we missed any topics, I'm trying to run through my head right now if there's any last kind of thing to add in, and it's not coming up. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry ahead of time that I know a lot of Joe's hashtag questions, etc. are not that they're redundant. That's unfair to say to you guys. They're just things that we can't necessarily answer right now. And please be sure the second we see a question that we can't answer, we jump on it. We're kind of at the razor's edge here in terms of giving things away. And for anyone, that thinks, arrogant, that's fair. I am arrogant. But that I don't know football, you're tuning into the wrong show. This is the Chiliz Show, partner. Not the football show.
You need the Serena show for the football part.
Yeah.
I'm working on that.
Serena's on the show specifically because she knows more about football than I've ever known. She's forgotten more about football than I'll ever know. I'm an American. I have to kind of wince every time I say football because what I really mean to say is soccer.
Make us wince now.
Well, at that, actually, I was about to say let's log off, but I've gotten a note from our producer Richard that says, "Look at the chat," which leads me to believe that there's something important in the chat. Joe, can you look through?
Not really.
No.
No.
Well, I'll give you 10 seconds. Maybe you see a question that's answerable. And
maybe
if
my
not,
chat's frozen. It looks like.
Yeah, I think it's dead. I think that's it for us, guys. Thank you so much for tuning into the Chiliz Show episode 5. I can't wait to for you guys to tell us what you thought. I can't wait to see how many dislikes or likes we have.
Yes.
And I can't wait for you to help guide this viewing experience forward with us. So I'll leave it to Joe and Serena to say goodbye, and then we're gonna shoot off.
As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. If this show gets 50,000 views, I'm going to give away a Chiliz mug because of the demand for these has been absolutely crazy, and it's just a mug. So if you want a Chiliz mug, get this show to 50k views, and we'll go from there. Thank you, everyone, for watching, and I hope to see you around in our communities and on the next show.
So you mean you're going to give away a Chiliz mug with our old branding?
Yeah,
it's a good giveaway.
That way, like this is why NFTs are popular, because of scarcity and rarity. This is scarce as hell.
Still cool though. So thanks a lot, guys, for tuning in. It's been a pleasure. Can't wait for the next one. Thanks a lot.
See you guys. We'll catch you here in 2 weeks.